need to understand that networks need to be separated into collision domains and broadcast domains. In this chapter, we're going to talk about the difference between a collision domain and a broadcast domain, and it's very important to understand this for the test. So what if networks weren't separated? Say we had 1,000 computers. They were all connected to the same wire, and there's no other intelligence besides those computers themselves. They're just all connected to the very same wire, all trying to communicate on the same wire at the same time. What's the problem with that? Well, the problem with that is that since they're trying to communicate at the same time and they can't possibly do that, something has to give. The way that it all works is there is a method in Ethernet called carrier sense multiple access with collision detection. And what carrier sense multiple access with collision detection is it's sort of like us driving our car. If we come up to an intersection and say there's no light, but we come up to the intersection, we look both ways, make sure there's no traffic coming, then we can go. But if there is traffic coming, then we have to wait until that traffic clears and then we can go. Well, if we've got a wire that has 1,000 computers, they're all trying to communicate at the same time, then some of those computers are never going to be able to get onto that wire, no matter how fast the communications are. That's only one problem. Another problem is, let's go back to our traffic situation. We're in our car and we're sitting at our intersection, and there's lots of cars on the road. And we can't see all of the cars. There's another car, it's at another intersection next to us. Both of us look and we see that it's clear to go. So we take off, both of us. So what happens? We run into each other. There's a collision. But if we run into each other, then do the other cars who weren't in that collision, are they just free and clear? Or are they actually slowed down because of our collision? Well, anybody who's ever been in that situation where you get behind where somebody has had an accident, you know you're slowed down as well. And that's what happens with collisions in a network. So because of the way that Ethernet works, because of the way that carrier sense multiple access with collision detection works, we have to be able to divide that traffic. We've got to be able to create different traffic areas so that we have less traffic in each of those areas. So there's two ways to do that. We can create a collision domain or we can create a broadcast domain. Let's talk about collision domains first.